Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Realtree, Hoyt Archery, Fuse Accessories, Muddy Outdoors, Frigid Forage, Trophy Rock, Scentmaster, Cabela's, Rocket Broadheads, Bloodsport Arrows, Redneck Hunting Blinds, Scott Archery, Woods Zero Turn Mowers, Scentlock, Deer Grow, Quiet Cat, Execute Scent Control, Non-Typical Wildlife Solutions, Yeti Coolers, and Nikon.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. We've got an action-packed episode for you this week. I'm heading in to put up a tree stand back in here in a new spot that I'm getting set up to hunt Lucky. I'm not going to be able to bring you the details of today's hunt. We've got 2 kills on this episode and we don't want to shortchange those. So my hunt from this evening and some of the details of the strategy that revolve around that hunt are going to be in the video blog. The spot I'm going to is kind of a cool one. There's an interesting little story behind it. So check that out in the video blog. But we've got a kill today from Taylor Byers and another one from Scott Pruka. And these are good mature deer. So it looks to me, from what the pro staff is starting to produce now, that the season is starting to ramp up and is starting to hit that second gear. So I hope you enjoy the episode, and I'll come back and wrap up after my hunt this evening.
It's October 11th this evening, and it's early muzzleloader season here in Iowa. I've been waiting for this day for quite some time now. It's a lot warmer than we thought it was going to be today, but there's a nice breeze blowing out of the southeast, so that sets up perfect for our redneck blind. On our way in, there was a doe out in the field, maybe not even 100 yards away, and we got in here and got set up without our knowing a thing. We have 6 mature bucks on the farm, and I would just be pumped to shoot any one of them, so hopefully one steps out tonight. We've been here for a little over an hour now. We've had 5 does and a little spike buck come through the field. So let's get closer to that time of the evening. Oh my gosh, Gil, it's a video.
Wait, he might come right in front of us. Just don't move. Take your time and just let it ride on you. You got all day, okay?
I'm shaking so bad.
You got all day.
Alright, I'm ready.
Okay.
20, maybe hour and a half. And it ends up being bingo, one of our 6 mature deer that we were looking for tonight. Comes out early. I'm so flustered at first that it takes me a minute to get set up, but he's given us all kinds of time. I finally gather myself. Caleb gets on him and put it right on his shoulder and made a good shot on him. So hopefully we can go get on him soon. Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Well, we're back out here this morning. We looked for him last night and we just could not find him. We didn't find any blood. With it being 38 degrees overnight, we came back in the morning with a bunch of people in case we had to grid search it. So we're going to head to the corner of the field where I'm pretty sure that he exited, and hopefully we can find him. Well, we still can't find any blood, and as you can see, it's just so thick in here. It's no wonder we couldn't find him last night. You can't see anything with the flashlights. So I'm just going to follow this creek down, and hopefully he's somewhere close. He's right up there.
You made a perfect shot. Just like that.
Oh, yeah, that's holy cow. Well, I got my tag wrapped around him and we just got him up here to the food plot. So initially we thought this buck was bingo. Looked at a couple more pictures on our phones and decided that this was Houdini. And what a name, because he was completely off our grid and he just shows up out of nowhere. So as you can see, everything just worked out perfect with the food plot and the redneck blind. We put it in not even 2 weeks ago, and huge shout out to everyone that helped us, our friends and family. Couldn't have done this without you.
So the whole strategy with the blind and the food plot worked out perfect. And we were able to get into the blind without scaring any of the deer that were already on the field. We cut a path through the timber to be able to get into the blind quietly, and we feel like that was crucial to the success in this hunt. If we would have scared that spike that was on the field, he could have blown, and he probably would have ran right through where this deer was bedded and ruined the hunt for the night. So out of the 6 mature bucks on our farm, this was probably the least likely suspect we thought we'd see last night. He was really a ghost, to say the least. The reason we called him Houdini is he would show up and then he would be gone. He didn't seem to be a homebody on the farm. So we were surprised to see him step out at 6 o'clock, an hour before dark.
So for October 11th, that was really good daylight movement for such a mature buck. And I think the main reason is we've stayed out of here for 2 weeks or so, just gave him plenty of time to settle down before we got in here for early muzzleloader. So we just couldn't be any more excited to have harvested such a great buck on our new farm on the first night out, and we just really can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds for us.
It's October 16th, and from my understanding, the cattle are finally out. So we're gonna go down by the Red Wagon tonight. We're running a little late. It's about, 4:45. I got out of work and met Jared, so we're gonna run down here and sit tonight. A little warm, 72 degrees, but it's a nice south wind. It's perfect for this blind down here. So it'll be our first Red Wagon sit of the year. If I can get in there quick, I'm gonna grab that camera and we're gonna hope that there's no cattle in there. So we're gonna go see what's going on. Well, looks like the Red Wagon's got a new welcome mat. Cattle.
We got in here pretty quiet. There was a pretty good breeze when we came in, but the good news is no cattle. We're keeping that angry meter way down. They've sure been in here though. There's cow pies everywhere, but it doesn't look like there's anything real recent. I did pull a card off this camera here, and I'm gonna check it quick. I brought the computer, so hopefully the cattle are out. Whitetail deer. buddy Lean-To showed up on the tent. Cows. 2 cows on the 16th. 2 calves, when was that? What's the date today? Today's the 16th. Oh yeah, nice. 2 cows this morning. No, 2 cows this afternoon. And 2:41. We might see cows tonight. Are you kidding me? I'm so sick of these freaking cows. When I pulled that camera, there's I don't know, some scrubby little, not even sure what kind of tree it is, but there's a great big fresh scrape right in front of it, just, I don't know, 15 yards from the camera. So there's obviously been some bucks in here. I think when Jared pulled this card for me last Wednesday, the deer had seemed to move back in because I think they got the cattle out last Wednesday. We should be good. We should see some deer tonight. It's pretty warm, but we might fill a doe tag if we get a gimme shot here tonight. Bucket the scrape right here, right here. So, there's actually still about 10 minutes of legal hunting left. I just looked at my phone, it was 6:47. We had a little buck behind us, coming in the way we walked in. And I look at that scrape, it was that scrape that Flat Top was at all the time last year. I looked and I thought it was Flat Top at first. Jared gets the camera in position. I look again with the binocs. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's Lean-To. That's the second time in my life I've seen that deer during daylight. He's got to be 7 or 8 years old. He's actually going downhill. He's a 6x4. And we had to open windows. It was a mad rush. I wish I would have had my other arrow with the lighted knock, but I know I hit him and he just took off straight into the woods. So we're going to get out of here and get some help and come back and hopefully we get to put my hands on old Lean-To tonight. Oh man. Crazy. We're back here at the blind. We're ready to head in. We've got 6 or 7 folks here with us. We have not even looked for the arrow yet. Nothing. We just snuck out of here real quiet. We looked at the footage. It's really hard to tell without that lighted knock. We actually watched the footage back both at the house on our TV, and then we also watched it back at the office frame by frame. It looks, all indications are it's right behind the shoulder. We think it's a great shot. And we're going to try and find the arrow first of all. We marked on the video where he went in. We know what tree he ran by, right to the right of a big tree over here. So we're ready to go. Yes!
talking about. Holy smokes, look at that. I think we've got a dead deer. Lean-to, baby. Let's see if we can find him. Good blood up here too. Here we go. It's all over this. Oh yeah. Here he is. Look at that.
Congrats.
Thanks, buddy. Good job.
Got it. There,
Good
man.
job, Chad. Thanks.
That's the guy that you want there, buddy. Way to go.
You hit him
buddy.
right in
Thanks
the-
for supper. Look at there.
Got lean-to out to the edge of the field here, out in the clover field. We're right next to the blind where it all went down tonight. And I actually built that red wagon with the intention of last year actually sleeping in it and trying to catch him in the morning, because I think what this deer does is he makes a big loop up here through these alfalfa fields, works his way back down here by the scrape. That scrape where we first saw lean-to tonight was actually the exact same scrape that Eric and I filmed flat top in last year. And you know, looking at it now, he might have been in that scrape every night. I don't know that, but it probably would have been better to have my camera on the scrape. But actually, a week ago, last time I checked that camera, the scrapes weren't there, so they're just popping up. I guess the moral of the story is, if you have active scrapes that they're starting to tear up, try and get a camera on them and see who's there and at what time of the day or night, because I know there's some other guys in the Midwest Whitetail Pro staff that are putting down some big deer on scrapes right now, and here we are in the middle of October. When I bought this farm 3 years ago, he was one of the first big deer that I got on camera. With that double main beam and leaning forward, that's where we came up with the old lean-to name on him. Late summer, when I started to put out cameras, I've always put 1 or 2 trophy rocks. And again, it was always night, but he'd come into that trophy rock, and that was about the only way I could get pictures of him. But I saw him one time late season that year. I was hunting down on the east side of this farm, and he was way on the west side, and I saw him with that big that year he actually broke off the whole main beam and the second beam on that right side. So I did see him that year with that side gone. And last year he was just a great big clean 5x5. It was a really pretty deer. I mean, when he came into the camera at night especially, he was a pretty cool looking deer. And then this year he's all messed up kind of. I mean, he's got a 4-point side. He's got that 6-point side with that funny droop at the end. And then he broke off his short little 2. He had a short 2 there. And it was in the picture on the 10th that we pulled today from that card. So he's a deer I really never thought I'd shoot. I mean, he's always alone. He's never with another deer in pictures. And he's always nocturnal. But for some reason tonight, 72 degrees. He's at a scrape 30 yards from us. It was an awesome night. I gotta thank the guys for coming out and helping me. It was a fun night. And man, I couldn't be happier getting to put down an old legend like this on the farm.
Not a lot of action here tonight, but there was a lot of action on the episode. It was good to see some mature bucks hitting the ground. Things are starting to kick off now. We're less than a week from that time frame when I usually start doing my series rut hunting. That's about the time when you start seeing bucks cruising a little bit more in the mornings. I think the afternoon hunts should be really good over the next 4 or 5 days. I'm going to be out pretty much every evening, so check back on the video blogs. Come back and join us again right here next week for the next episode of Midwest Whitetail. And remember to always dream big.
One thing I've learned is it's very important to keep your electronics in a very organized system. It makes finding stuff much easier. See?